everyone. My name is Jenny Lane, and I'm really excited to have you here today. I want to talk to you about why I do, why I teach, and why I am yoga. So the reason that I teach yoga is because it is my absolute joy. It is my absolute passion to help other people become realigned with who they are deep down inside, and also because I love to connect with people in community. I am an extrovert by nature, and I absolutely adore connecting with people. And so as a yoga teacher, part of my biggest joy is that I get to hear about your lives. And so whether it is me hearing about the birth of a child, or that you're pregnant, or that you're engaged or excited or just got a new job, or that your child did something really cool, or if I'm hearing about your divorce or your heartache or your granddaughter who was born stillborn, I am there to hold space for you because I love you. Even though I don't know you, I love you. And I feel like we don't say that often enough in our world, but I love so big and I love so deeply, and I want to be able to connect with people in the community. And so that's one of the biggest reasons that I teach yoga, is because I just love this reminder and this idea of connection. The reason that I teach teacher trainings is to connect with people in the community, but also to connect with them and then teach them how to become healers, because the world needs way more healers. We need way more people who are out in the community like I am, and like a lot of my girlfriends are, giving that love, holding that space, connecting with people in an authentic and beautiful way. And so that's part of the reason that I teach yoga teacher trainings, is to help create more healers and more teachers. Another reason that I teach yoga teacher trainings is because I am a huge nerd and I love talking about things like philosophy and Sanskrit and the history of yoga and all these really exciting, joyful aspects of yoga. Now, why do I do yoga personally? It started with a boy. And right, doesn't it always happen? I love in Elizabeth Gilbert's book, Eat, Pray, Love, which is one of my favorite books in the entire world. She says, I went to go see a medicine man in Indonesia, and I could have asked him any question in the entire world, and I wanted to talk to him about boy problems, which cracks me up because it's so true. I started going to yoga with my mom back in, I think, 2006, because she had arthritis in her back, and so she had asked me to join her for a practice. I fell in love immediately with the practice of yoga, and then I got my heart broken from a bout of unrequited love around that time. And I remember thinking to myself, what can I do to make myself feel better through this hard, sad, sticky situation where we didn't have a name for it back then, but it's ghosting, right? And so when I was going through that, I thought, what can I do to make myself feel better? And the answer was that I did a 30-day long yoga challenge. And I was practicing yoga every single day for 30 days. And it brought me back to homeostasis. It brought me back to alignment. It brought me back to self-love. And it made me feel better physically, emotionally, energetically. And I thought, this is it. Like, this is what I need to be doing all of the time. So fast forward a couple of years, and I took my yoga teacher training. I took a 200-hour yoga teacher training. I very quickly took a 300-hour teacher training, so that I was a 500-hour yoga teacher. And now I'm certified in Kundalini, Yin, trauma restorative, a whole bucket load of different modalities. And the reason that I'm certified in so many of those things is because, number one, I am a lifelong learner. I love learning. But number two, I realized really quickly while I was going through that heartache, while I was going through that heartbreak, the first one, fast forward to a very traumatic divorce, the second one, I realized really quickly that not every yoga class is going to make me feel whole. And the reason for that is because there's going to be days when you're going to need to cry on the mat. There were times during my divorce when I couldn't get out of child's pose. There were times during my divorce when if I were not flowing at 100 miles an hour in a 99-degree room, I didn't want it. I didn't want it because I didn't want to slow down enough to feel my feelings and hear my thoughts. And then one day, a couple years after my divorce, I took a yin yoga class and I was able to sink in and I was able to breathe. And so what I love the most about yoga is that it will shift and change with you when you're going through things. So if you are going through heartache, there is a class for you. If you are going through joy and ecstasy and fun, there is a class for you. If you are going through transition and change, there is a class for you. The beauty of yoga is that it gets to grow with you as you grow and shift and change. So that's just a little bit about why I teach, why I do, why I practice yoga, and I would love to hear from you. So comment below and let me know, what was your very first yoga experience? Did somebody drag you there? Was it boy troubles? Was it that you've always been interested? Was it girl troubles? Was it that you needed to become more flexible because you wanted to become stronger, because somebody told you that you should, right? Why did you start yoga? I'm so curious. I can't wait to hear about it. And join me for the next video, because we're going to be talking about why I started giving Reiki and why I started my Reiki practice. I hope that you guys have a fantastic, fantastic day. Sat Nam.